Verizon Communication wasn't immune to the adverse effect of the coronavirus pandemic in 2020. But as the recovery from the pandemic speeds up, Verizon expects to see its wireless service and other revenue grow at least 2% in 2021. We recently learned that while Warren Buffett and his team made several stock purchases in the fourth quarter of 2020, the largest addition by far was the new almost $9 billion stake in Verizon. Today, we'll tell you why Verizon VZ stock is a buy now, recommended by Buffett. Number 7. Positive factors for Verizon. Verizon's expected 2021 revenue growth builds on the wireless service momentum the telco experience coming out of 2020. While overall fourth quarter revenue dropped from 2019, its wireless service revenue grew 2.2% year over year. A dad, mom, and daughter sit together on the floor, each looking at their mobile phones. The wireless service segment represents the largest revenue component of Verizon's business. In the fourth quarter, it contributed $16.7 billion of the company's $34.7 billion in total revenue. Wireless service revenue alone is expected to grow at least 3% in 2021, driven by factors such as increased adoption of higher-priced unlimited plans. The company sees its wireless service and other revenue, which excludes equipment sales, as the big revenue driver in the years ahead. Adoption of Verizon's 5G wireless network is expected to fuel that growth. With 5G's faster data speed, Verizon can offer more than just phone service. The technology adds home and business internet access to the company's lineup. By the end of this year, Verizon anticipates it will provide 5G internet service to 15 million homes across the country. At a March 10th investor event, Verizon management discussed anticipated wireless service and other revenue growth of 3% in 2022 and 2023 as the company scales up its 5G network. Management then expects 4% growth in 2024 and beyond. To achieve this, the company spent $52.9 billion to purchase C-band spectrum in a U.S. government auction this year. The purchase more than doubles Verizon's mid-band spectrum holdings, enabling the company to extend its 5G coverage into more locations. Number 6. 5G wireless investments key to revenue growth outlook. Verizon Communications was the top bidder in a recent government auction of mid-band radio spectrum. Verizon spent $53 billion, including incentive payments to satellite operators and clearing costs. The outlay will delay a VZ stock buyback for years. At its Investor Day March 10th, Verizon called for revenue growth of 4% or more in 2024 as it scales up 5G wireless services. Verizon forecasts revenue growth of 2% in 2021, in line with prior guidance. That will increase to 3% growth in 2022 and 23, the company said. Now that Verizon owns sufficient 5G mid-band spectrum, its network build-out will be key. Verizon aims to reach 175 million people by the end of 2022 with mid-band spectrum-based 5G services that provide faster data speeds. In addition, Verizon said 5G mobile services will result in more consumers upgrading to unlimited monthly data plans. Currently, 61% of consumer subscribers have unlimited data plans, up from 40% in 2018. Also, Verizon told analysts it plans to use the 5G mid-band spectrum to deliver fixed broadband services to homes. Cable TV companies currently dominate in residential broadband. The telecom said it fixed broadband service to reach 30 million homes by the end of 2023. Verizon expects 5G business services to gain momentum in 2022. It's investing in mobile edge compute sites that provide private 5G business services. The telecom firm expects to spend $10 billion more on building 5G wireless network infrastructure over the next 3 years. That amounts to roughly $3.3 billion a year. It's in addition to the $18 billion each year it already spends maintaining its entire network. Some of that already is earmarked for 5G. Number 5. Challenges Verizon faces. While the fourth quarter had positive signs, Verizon still faces stiff competition. The U.S. telecommunications market is saturated, and to grow its customer base, Verizon must snatch customers away from competitors. In the fourth quarter, it was far from the best in this arena. Postpaid phone customers are the telecom industry's most valuable. When it comes to growing postpaid phone additions, Verizon lagged far behind its top telecom rival, AT&T, New York Stock Exchange T, and T-Mobile US, NASDAQ TM US. Moreover, for Verizon customers to use the faster 5G network, they must purchase 5G-enabled devices. This reality hasn't translated to revenue growth for Verizon yet. The company's fourth quarter wireless equipment revenue dropped from 2019's $6.8 billion to $6.4 billion in 2020. But as 5G adoption ramps up, Verizon will eventually see equipment sales accelerate. At the end of last year, only about 9% of its consumer postpaid phone base was using a 5G-compatible device. So the company has a substantial growth opportunity ahead here. Number 4. Signals and forecast. A buy signal is issued from a pivot bottom point on April 27, 2021, and so far it has risen 0.20%. Further rise is indicated until a new top pivot has been found. Volume fell during the last trading day despite gaining prices. This causes a divergence between volume and price, and it may be an early warning. The stock should be watched closely. Some negative signals were issued as well, and these may have some influence on the near short-term development. The Verizon Communications Inc. stock holds sell signals from both short and long-term moving averages, giving a more negative forecast for the stock. Also, there is a general sell signal from the relation between the two signals, where the long-term average is above the short-term average. On corrections up, there will be some resistance from the lines at $57.26 and $57.37. A breakup above any of these levels will issue buy signals. Verizon Communications Inc. finds support from accumulated volume at $56.24, and this level may hold a buy opportunity as an upwards reaction can be expected when the support is being tested. In general, the stock tends to have very controlled movements, and with good liquidity, the risk is considered very low in this stock. During the last day, the stock moved 32 cents between high and low, or 0.57%. For the last week, the stock has had a daily average volatility of 1.07%. Number 3. What analysts say about Verizon. Most analysts are reasonably positive on VZ stock. For example, Seeking Alpha shows that average earnings per share EPS for this year puts it on a price-to-earnings PE multiple of 12 times earnings. And for next year, EPS is forecast to rise just 2.68% to $4.95 per share. That puts it on a multiple of 11.74 times next year's earnings. However, this is about the average for the stock. For example, Morningstar reports that over the past 5 years, the stock averaged 12.6 times earnings. That implies that stock is worth just $62.37 per share, i.e. 12.6 times $4.95 EPS. This represents a potential gain of just 6.6% above the price as of November 6th. This is similar to what the Yahoo Finance survey of analysts reports. Number 2. Is Verizon stock a buy or sell? Given the company financials and the future of its business, Verizon is a buy, especially for growth and income investors. Verizon Communications Inc., VZ, the telecommunications giant, is on the cusp of a double-digit run. The stock is considered a utility company now, as reflected by its steady share price along with the very stable revenues and earnings from its data business. Verizon Communications is fairly valued and a safe play. Verizon Communications is a powerful telecom company that is a steady earner and good growth characteristics, but VZ stock is probably fairly valued at this point despite its growth. Yet it pays a safe and growing dividend and an attractive dividend yield. Money managers were getting more optimistic. The number of bullish hedge fund positions improved by 2 lately. Verizon Communications Inc., New York Stock Exchange VZ, was in 67 hedge funds portfolios at the end of the fourth quarter of 2020. The all-time high for this statistic is 68. Our calculations also show that VZ isn't among the 30 most popular stocks among hedge funds. Click the Quarter 4 rankings. There were 65 hedge funds in our database with VZ positions at the end of the third quarter. Number 1. The final verdict on Verizon. Verizon's rivals are also investing heavily in 5G networks. As a result, Verizon may not be the biggest winner in the 5G war, but it possesses many attributes that make it an excellent choice for investing in a 5G stock. Its wireless service revenue is increasing and is expected to grow for years to come. Management took swift action when the pandemic struck, building up cash reserves to weather the emergency. Verizon successfully expanded in 2020 cash and equivalents to $22.2 billion by the end of the year, up from $2.6 billion in 2019. This illustrates its ability to quickly adjust to even extreme circumstances. Its efficacy in managing its finances also means its dividend is secure, and the company increased its payout for the 14th consecutive year in 2020. Even amid stiff competition and a pandemic, Verizon can deliver solid financial results and reward shareholders with a dividend. These factors make its stock a worthwhile investment. Please let us know in the comment, what do you think of this stock? Please subscribe to the Stock Advisor. Thanks for watching.